What's up, y'all? My name is T. Shaw, and this is Brewin Black Podcast, where the contents we serve you is authentic, vulnerable, and relatable. That means we serve you with no cream and no sugar.
I guess I like my coffee black.
What's up, everyone? I'm Scholar P, pronouns he, him, his.
And it's your boy T Shaw, pronouns he, him, his.
And this is Brewin Black, your favorite topical podcast, giving you subjects like the people who like our news and their information.
Black.
T, we crewed up today, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. The first time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the stew.
Absolutely. So today we're gonna have our episode on Juneteenth. Juneteenth, for y'all that don't know, is now a federal holiday, national holiday, and Juneteenth was founded it happened in 1865 in Galveston, Texas, when a general of the U.S. military got to Texas to finally let Black people know in Texas that they were finally free. And this was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. But today's episode is going to be less about what Juneteenth is, more about how we feel about it today in present time. So Before we hop into the show, we're going to do our land acknowledgments. So this is the land of the Gabrielino and the Tongva. This is stolen land. This is colonized land. And we will always, always, always pay those respects. And today we have in the building two guests, and usually we try to bring you experts, and they are experts in their own right, but these are our friends, and it's just some Black people. It's Juneteenth. We want to talk to some Black people about how they feel about Juneteenth and how they celebrate it. So first we will go with Raheem. He grew up on the south side of Chicago. Raheem witnessed and experienced economic and social inequities that plague Black people. After moving to California at the age of 17 in pursuit of a college degree, he was exposed to the fact that Black people have higher rates of comorbidities, right? Is that what it is? Comorbidities. Yeah. And holding the perspective that health disparities between Black and white people are preventable, he set out to close that gap. He has recently graduated with his master's in public health from UCLA. Go Bruins.
Come on now.
And he has a bachelor's degree in public health from UC San Diego. He is the founder of Black Health Justice LLC. Abdul Rahim Habib has committed to raising the average life expectancy and quality of all Black people.
Hey,
give it up to Raheem.
Love that.
My wife, she wrote that because I was like, hey, I need a bio because I can't. I don't know what to write. So all that's for my wife. I don't know.
Shout out to Asia.
Come on now.
And then we also have Meek. Her name is Meequel, but she likes to go by Meek. She is a South Central LA native. She's attended all inner city schools that surround Leimert Park and grew up to love where she's come from. Since the 7th grade, she knew she wanted to teach and give back to the community in the most impactful way. And after 5 years at Bethune-Cookman University, HBCU, she gained her Bachelor's of Arts in English Education. She went on to teach a variety of subjects in her postgraduate journey, and she now has found her interest at nonprofit organizations. She works with me here at the Social Justice Learning Institute. She is giving all of her time to her child and also making time for herself. She loves writing, listening to music, and hanging out with the girls. When she's really in her bag, she's creating some new idea to get her family out the hood sooner rather than later. She's passionate about everything she does and says because she strongly believes in the power of her tongue and actions. Thank you for joining us, Meek.
No problem. It's nice to be here.
Absolutely. Is there anything that we left off of the bio that y'all want to tell the people?
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to move into our first question. The first question is just simply like, when did you learn about Juneteenth? When was the first time you heard about it? And did you learn about it through school?
Right.
I can't say my parents told me about it. So yeah, I did learn about it through school. And I feel like I took it more seriously like when I got to college. When you go to school, when you go to college, you're usually out of school by like May.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really get to experience that vibe on your campus. But it was my African American studies class that taught me the most about it. And then like once I graduated from college, I started to see people like celebrating. I'm like,
Right.
okay, it's a vibe. It's a vibe that I should be celebrating.
Right.
And then like you blink and now they're like, great, this is your day off. Like you get a day off. And I'm just like, that's cute. You know what I mean? But where the rest of the reparations at? You know what I mean? Like, it ain't cute, but you know, where the rest at? So yeah, I learned about it through school for sure.
Okay. What about
Yeah,
you?
for me, honestly, I remember just similar to you hearing about it through my African American studies classes, but it really, honestly, I don't think I was really paying attention. I was so, messed up about what was going on. I'm like, okay, that's the last time the slaves were free. Jim Crow. You go over it. There was a lot of stuff, but I started seeing them be celebrated as I became an adult. From like it started to be more commercialized. So big these industries gonna try to commoditize it some way. People gonna try to buy something off it.
Big facts.
Or black people just showing self love. I like stuff like that. So that's when I was like, okay, this is like, people starting to bring more attention to it. Just very similar to her, man. Just I didn't really, know about it other than like school, but as an adult, it's on TV now. So I'm like, all right, it's a black people's holiday. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Scholar P?
I'm trying to remember like the first person who told me about it for real, and I can't remember it. But I think like you, I started really celebrating it probably when I got to Boston, because like they'd have actual stuff in the park, like they do here in LA, and so I think that's when I started really taking it seriously. But I think in grad school, as I was like getting more in tune with the blackness and the history of my blackness, I was like, oh, this is what's going on. This is actually a vibe, and like fuck the fourth, really, I think that's when it was like,
I
oh,
feel that.
Independence Day, but that wasn't ours. So now this is us, and now we celebrate it as an adult. Because I also think that like you should be celebrating it like as you're a kid, but like it was a turn up for me now as I'm an adult, and it's like we should really be going hard for this. So.
I feel that. For me, again, just like y'all, I learned about it in my ethnic studies course. I think I was a junior in college, might have been a senior. So I was 20 something, and I hadn't taken it. That's when I learned about it. I was like, oh, this is cool, but I hadn't heard anybody like organize around it. There was no like celebrations or anything like that. The first time I really took it serious was 2018. Like I tried to kind of organize my own thing. It's just me and a few friends. It was just like, yeah, fuck the fourth. We gonna do this Juneteenth shit. And we just kind of did something at my house, like just ate food and chilled. Was at the pool. But yeah, like kind of being out here in LA, I see that there's a whole event at Lamert. But I want to ask you, Meek, like, was it always at Lamert? Was this a thing when you were growing up, or had you just never heard of it?
Crazy enough, Lamert has it's just always done this thing on Sundays or on Saturdays. It's pretty much the weekend. So like before, the gates went up and all that other shit. Lamert Park was like Juneteenth every fucking Saturday and Sunday. So when it did become a thing, or while it was happening, like I didn't see it as like a Juneteenth type of celebration. I was just like, we always do this
Like a
shit.
regular
What I mean?
Sunday,
Like this shit regular. So like I'm sorry. So now it's like they are a little more, I guess you can say, it's a little different now. Like, because like I said, the gates are up. So the park where they sit around the fountain and they bang on drums and they do their thing, like that's not that no more. Like now we have to move to the streets and we got to go into the storefronts and stuff like that. So like, as the years have gone by, like they've taken so much away from the experience that was Juneteenth. So when I came back from college, I'm like, okay, that's probably where I should be. I was like, but dang, like
it ain't like it used to be.
It ain't like it
What do you
used to
mean
be.
when you say the gates went up? For us that just moved here.
So Lamert Park, it sits off of Crenshaw and Lamert Boulevard. It's like on the corner. And if you have been here for a long time, right across the street was like the bank. It used to be like a Washington Mutual before it was a Chase. And if you know what that is, I know you're not too young. But there were never gates that surrounded the park. The park was open. And if somebody needed somewhere to sleep because they had nowhere to sleep, they were sleeping at that park. If they needed somewhere to catch some sun because they couldn't make it to the beach, they would sit at that park. But now there's gates up where you can only go in at certain times and you
Okay.
can't sleep there and you can't chill and catch the sun on any day that you want to. You got to have a permit to be out there. Like all these different stipulations that didn't exist. And it's just like, you know, they always gonna find a way like to take from us. And so they may have taken like the park, but we still be in the streets with the shit. You know, it's still more Black stores on the block. And we just do the best that we can with what we have, but just like not letting them take it all away because it's really ours. Like, and they trying it so hard. It's crazy.
I feel like. So we all kind of talked about how we learned about it in college. Why don't y'all think we learned about it in high school or any type of grade school?
That shit wasn't important, dog.
Okay.
American Civil War. We're gonna go talk about some fucking Industrial Revolution, Great Depression,
Christopher
World War
Cole.
II.
Right.
Motherfucker, it's June. Get your ass out. It's done. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's it. It's a wrap, man. Like, what you take? AP World History, something like that. All right, you gonna learn about fucking what they did in China, some fucking Genghis Khan. You know, fuck Africa. You ain't gonna learn that. They broke that shit up and then distributed you niggas around the world.
True. Colonization.
They did, man. They said, man, learn about this Rome shit, man. That Greek shit. Them shits is gone now. Them motherfuckers is in a... They fucked up. Greece is... I heard it's good for vacation. They cheap right now. But, no, they cheap right now, man. They didn't talk about shit, man. They didn't talk about that shit, man, in school. It's sad, you know, when you get to college, if you got to college, you over here like, damn, I missed out on this, you know? And like, your history ain't world history, or your history not even U.S. history, so why would we talk about that?
Oh, that's a bar.
It's like, they were, school is very good, or at least like K-12 is very good of reminding you that you were a slave, but it doesn't really do a great job of reminding you of your freedom and like what that looks like. Like even this idea that like when you, I love when you said like, they talked about how they distributed niggas around, but like they weren't talking about like our civilizations and like just how esteemed we were, right? We weren't slaves, we were enslaved.
Oh, that's
but
a
like
bar.
they also got to bring up the MLK. Like y'all were enslaved, MLK come, white people are good
He
now.
had a
we
dream,
good.
now you good.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Now you free.
Yeah, now
you-
kick
now-
your ass out for the summer.
Now you kind of good, but you did some crack in the 80s and you coming out of it and niggas is still in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, for Black people, what does like Juneteenth really mean when you sit here and be like, niggas is still fucked up, bro? And like, you could sit here and be a nigga that care about it, but the niggas that's really in it ain't got the time to be caring about this shit.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, you got a lot of niggas in jail, so what's Juneteenth today?
Oh.
Slavery ain't over. That's the
Shit, that's
the
like a
real
modern
bar.
day quote. No, because that just reminded me. There's a Frederick Douglass quote, and he said, like, what's July 4th to the slave, right? And to me, that like still, what's Juneteenth to the nigga in prison, right?
Right.
Like, because what's really free? And I think that's interesting. So you talked a little bit about this, and I kind of want to get into it because I also saw with the Juneteenth event at Lamert is sponsored by Chase, and Chase has historically been racist to Black people, right? And we see a lot of corporations. So like Walmart, there was a specific example. They had a Juneteenth ice cream. And not only did they have a Juneteenth ice cream, they trademarked Juneteenth.
Okay.
Yeah. So a white man did it, right?
You lying. What?
Yeah, trademarked it.
Yeah,
And
they trademarked that
You talking
shit.
about the ice cream?
yeah, the ice cream. So it's
Walmart ice cream?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
no Ben and Jerry shit?
Yeah, Walmart ice cream.
Damn.
Yeah. So there was a Juneteenth flavor. It was like, I want to say like red velvet and cheesecake or something.
Watermelon.
right.
Chicken. Watermelon fried chicken.
And then I think Bath and Body Works had like a watermelon flavor, like scent. It was on sale. Yeah.
And
this
Kool-Aid anyway.
at this children's hospital, there was a watermelon salad, like Juneteenth edition.
I see.
So I guess what I want to ask is like, how do y'all feel about like the pandering that kind of goes on to Black people? And what could companies do to celebrate Black people rather than just kind of commodify the holiday? Or do you think that's even possible?
I'm starting to feel like they playing on our heads, like they playing in our faces, and they like, oh, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that shit's like, are you serious? So like, then you get to thinking like, who is working for them? Like, are there Black people going to bat for us behind those doors? You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you ask like, what can they do? Like, they could ask Black people what the fuck we should do instead of just doing what they want to do. You know what I mean? And stop. I swear, like, to see those products, I feel like they're sitting around in a fucking like office that's in, I don't know,
Delaware,
on like the 10th floor, and it's glass windows, and they're laughing and kikiing and shit. Like, that'll get them. And then you're just like, it's not. Like, it's going to make us even more pissed and more enraged. Like, y'all think y'all doing something and y'all not doing nothing. Like, y'all have no, it's like y'all have no mental capacity to even, I guess to start to understand where we're coming from, like not even a little bit. And that's the part that's starting to piss us off and stuff like that. So like, when it comes to them trying to capitalize off of shit like that, it's just like a joke. Like, and I hate the fact too that the generation now that's coming up, they're seeing that shit as a joke. Like, they played it to be a joke, and now the new kids are like, oh yeah, that shit funny. Yeah. No, like that shit actually not funny. Like, it's not funny to me to see that salad or some shit like that. That it's the freedom for me on like a fucking napkin. Like, you are literally fucking with us from the culture to the history. Like, you playing on our shit. And like, how you expect us not to be pissed? Like, yes, I am still slightly a pissed off Black woman in America. Like, for good reasons. So it's just like, I'm not buying that shit. I don't know who y'all thought was buying that shit. And if there are Black people buying that shit, stop buying that shit.
Stop buying that
shit. Let me ask you something going off that, right? So Tristan just talked about like the history of like Chase, right? And let's say we're looking at Chase in LA, right? What would you want to see them do as a corporation that has millions and billions of dollars? Like, if they could do something to celebrate or enhance or progress Black culture that wasn't pandering, like, what would you want?
I want them to give hella bread to these Black nonprofits that's up and coming. Like, I know mine has been around for 10 plus years, but there's so many more that are coming up. He just mentioned yours. And it's just like, give them the money to do the work that y'all are not going to do, that y'all don't plan to do. You know what I mean? It's like you giving this money to all this other shit, and it's a joke. And it's so crazy because I actually didn't know that you said Chase trademarked.
Oh no, Walmart trademark or somebody. I think the owner of that ice cream company that sold it to Walmart, they trademarked Juneteenth. And I don't know if it was only in regards to like ice cream, but they definitely have a trademark. If you look at the little picture or if you see the actual ice cream, it'll say like Juneteenth TM, and that's trademarked.
But it just makes so much more sense now that you said that, you know, Chase is on the shit that they on, because like that is now what that bank is right across from Leimert Park. That is no longer the freak park that it used to be.
Oh yeah. Right. Because they're sponsoring the Juneteenth event over at Leimert Park, right?
They won't control by any means necessary. And that shit is just like, they just kind of sneaking in and they pulling up and finding ways, and it's like you gotta sit at a bomb ass podcast to find out some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know that.
You know, I feel like exactly how you do, but I feel like we need to take that fucking money from them. You know,
okay.
Some of us need to take that fucking money, bring it on.
What that look like?
I mean, like, I feel everything that you're saying too. You know what I'm saying? And like, just give me a couple 100,000.
That's it.
I'm gonna give it to my niggas.
On me.
I'm gonna give it to my niggas. Don't worry. Give me some more. Give me a couple million.
On me.
I'm gonna give it to my niggas. We're gonna get rich. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. Like, they just hire us. We're gonna figure it out. I know what my niggas want. You know what I'm saying? Why do I know? Because I am a nigga.
And you talking to niggas.
I'm talking, but like, everything she's saying is right. You know, these corporations, they gonna sit in a room. They're gonna say, man, they're gonna hire a girl. Hey, girl, come here. What do they want? You know, because for them, it's promotion. That's all it is.
Marketing.
People gonna go, it's marketing for them. But for us, hey, okay, you here, you a community member. Okay, well, cough up community my ties. Come on, what's up? Right? So really what they can do is, for real, start putting the money where the mouth at.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna hold you. Like, Target Target be on they shit
No,
sometimes.
they ain't on it enough. I don't fuck with
Sometimes they
them.
be on it, and sometimes they don't. And I need to look. I need to stay out this shit. I hear you. But like, I feel like they are moving in a positive, like a good step in that direction towards giving the voice to Black people and respecting Black people and their art and the culture.
Yeah.
Like they are taking the steps. I can't say that, you know, they with the shit because they not yet. You know what I mean? Like they not with the shit.
They not with the shit.
They not with the shit. But like with the clothing brands and with like the art and stuff, like I bought hella shirts when I knew all these artists and stuff were definitely gonna get money from like my purchases. Like I was like, yes, like
That's
I'm
real,
excited as fuck. And I'm like, I ain't even got no infant, but I'm gonna buy this infant shit. You know what I mean?
I'm giving it to somebody,
Give it
kid.
to somebody, kid.
You know what they really need to do more is be like, hey, you know, for Juneteenth, you know, we want some more Black creators. You know, we want to, you know what, some of these corporate programs, they do have shit out there where they'll help you out if you starting out with something, but you gotta look for that shit, not promote it. They need to start promoting it, get a liaison out of the community, go
real.
fucking tap in with the fucking universities, HBCUs, say, hey, we got some money for you niggas want to come work with us so we can do some community, whatever, because it's all bullshit, you know what I mean? But like, honestly, and you know, Tristan already know, man, I talked to him, I said, Juneteenth, you know, Black people can like say, you know, we're just gonna buy Black. That's it.
That's
You know
true.
exactly what you say. This is the day we buy Black. Everybody Juneteenth, buy Black. That Friday, come buy Black. Don't do nothing. Matter of fact, that whole weekend, buy Black. You do it for Black Friday. They call it Cyber Monday. You know, a little start right there. You know what I mean?
Black weekend.
Just buy Black. Why not?
sure.
Just say, let me give in. Niggas ain't gonna do that though.
They won't. They
Niggas
won't.
not gonna do that though.
But it's worth the challenge, you know. I mean, there's
that's the
there's money
Juneteenth
challenges.
challenge.
Yeah. Ooh.
And to be honest, it's very hard because of white supremacy to like actually find a Black business
That's
for like
true.
every
For
one of your
everything,
needs.
yeah.
Like when Killer Mike tried to do it on his show, and he was in fucking Atlanta, and like he still had to like make some concessions and buy from some white places because there's just not enough infrastructure. So it's like we need that support. We need to be at these Black businesses. You know what I think about? I also think about, like we were talking about before, not all of us are free. Like, what is Juneteenth to the prisoners? So, like, how about an organization like Chase or a Walmart pay for some defense attorneys, pay some people's fucking bills?
Stop it. You're a revolutionary.
Look,
Hey, he's
I
a
mean,
rebel. Hey, get him out of
like,
here.
Like, help
Hold
get niggas
on.
out of jail. Like, Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian can't be doing more than you.
Facts.
Fam. Y'all,
And she not even doing that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, she not even doing that shit because deep down in her heart, she believes them niggas should be free. She like, wait, this gonna get me on TV
That
some more.
clout,
This
boy.
gonna get
That's
me
what
in
I'm
news
saying.
some
Clout.
more.
Clout. But you want Chase to free niggas that try to rob a Chase?
Okay,
I'm just
for non-violent drug offenses.
That part.
It's a not
That
I mean,
part.
they
We
didn't
still-
have the gun with them. They had the note. They didn't have the drug. They slipped the note out and they said, give me all the money, motherfucker.
Each year we focus on a different group. This year is drugs.
we gotta start somewhere.
Start somewhere.
Start
Kim K is better
somewhere.
promotion than Walmart.
Man.
They should be ashamed. But
Definitely
yeah,
gotta start
Walmart not gonna get no
somewhere.
niggas out.
Like at least
Y'all
They all-
at
They're
the
they're
very
not gonna get no niggas
least,
out.
we could get the niggas out that's in there for fucking weed possession when that shit is fucking legal. Are you kidding me?
Ooh,
my
You
God.
still got these niggas
Absolutely.
locked down for some shit that's legal now?
Absolutely. And we talking about freedom, and like Juneteenth was in Texas, right? Like I want to know how many Black people are locked up for weed in Texas,
Listen.
because I know that's still a thing.
Right.
I know that's still a thing.
My wife, so
Yeah.
she a public defender, and them niggas, they gonna be in there for a minute. Cause that it's just a fucking process,
The
bro.
system, yeah.
And it's just so fucked up, man. It's just like if you fall in that hole, it's over, right? That's one part of it, and then that's taking your life away. And you know, I went and got my MPH. You know, we were talking about that earlier. We talked about this Juneteenth shit, but you look at those health statistics, they're not looking so hot. You know, they're not looking so, you know, like everybody's regular. You see, we still living like second class citizens type shit. You know what I mean? Like, why is it Black people have the worst health outcomes out of every racial group for everything, right?
true.
And like, what the fuck are we talking about here? We free, but niggas is dying from everything, right? So society is still running on that status quo.
Yeah, and
Right.
let's talk about it. So I know the word reparations got thrown around, and I know there's a California task force looking into some what reparations could look like, specifically in California, but we probably should even expand it nationwide. And again, we think about Juneteenth, we think about Black freedom, but like what we know is that niggas still ain't free. So I guess it's a 2-part question. Is like, what do you think are the barriers holding back Black people the most? Like, what do you think that is really stopping Black people from being great and being free? And then like, what do you think they need? What can we introduce? Kind of like Ashton's question, but like, let's talk about just general, like, what do you think some programs could be to like affect those things and pull Black people out, find some liberation, find some freedom?
First, white supremacy is the reason why niggas is in this predicament in the first place.
Absolutely.
And you still got a nigga, the 18-year-olds, them niggas is going out there killing motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
They said they gonna go get an AR, go to a fucking Black grocery store, and go shoot some grandmas. So it's still here. I heard they done got niggas round up 31 niggas that went to go fuck up the Pride Parade
in Idaho
last week.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
I know about Idaho, bro.
They had all of them had it was a dude from every fucking white state, bro. They had a nigga from Oklahoma, one from Texas, one from North Dakota, one from South Dakota. And I was like, God, it's the coalition right here.
Yeah.
I said, now if them boys that went to go give away some turkeys, they at least, okay? Or go, I don't know, fix up some tents.
On me,
you know
spread
what I'm
some
saying?
positivity.
Like some good Christians. then, you know what I'm saying? They would have had to be called. Instead, they want to see, we hate these fucking people. I just don't understand it. You know
I
what I'm
think that
saying?
shit was staged just so that,
You think
you
so?
know,
That shit was
the
hella
cops or
staged.
whatever can be like, oh, we stopped some people from doing some really bad shit.
Yeah, but they were from everywhere. The thing is, that's the crazy part. It wasn't staged. That's the crazy part. It's crazy. It's easy to think it was staged because it's crazy to think that these motherfuckers will come from every which and every
I'm
state.
like-
Got a representative.
They chatted on Reddit and 4chan.
I'm like, somebody paid y'all? Like, what did y'all do? Like, how did y'all...
incels.
Like, y'all
They-
hate gay people that much? Like, y'all hate
Incels.
people that
Yes.
much? Like,
Don't y'all be... Yes.
Yes.
Hate is... Yes.
that
Like,
shit
to
sells.
travel. Like,
Yeah,
traveling
it
is not
sells.
easy. Like, you gotta do a
keep
lot.
that same energy getting in the car, pumping gas.
All the crazy ones drive 300,
Gas not
400
cheap.
miles to go kill. They be driving. They said, that shit is fucked up how, man. They be like, I'm going to kill everybody in 10 hours from now. These niggas go. Like, really? They crazy. That's crazy.
So
fucking
Niggas
wild,
is
man.
really wild out here. So, to your question, I'm going to let you
I'm
talk. White
You
supremacy.
just preaching.
And I would say it's just niggas. I don't know how to say it. Like, Black people have been fucked up for a long time, and so, you know, the willpower right now is definitely coming back up. You know what I mean? We was in a post-color society. I don't know what's that shit called. When I don't see-
Post-racial,
I don't see color.
Post-Obama.
I don't see. I like when people, white people tell me they don't see color. I'm like, I know where you at. Good. So I know how to place them, and then you know how
I said when
they
they
are.
see the traffic light if they don't see color.
I had an old coworker
Oh,
tell
God.
me. She says, "I don't see color." I said, "Bitch." I said, "Okay, I know." I said, "Okay." I said, "You probably All Lives Matter too, motherfucker, ain't you?" They just funny.
God.
But yeah, man, I feel like niggas just been worn down, man. These last couple 100 years, man. Niggas is worn down, man. So that's
Absolutely.
it too. We tired, man.
Absolutely.
We fucking tired. But shit, we still here. That's what make us great. And they fucking hate that shit.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna say one thing. When that dude killed all those people, God rest their soul, in Buffalo, I was going through a lot of feelings like everybody. But I resolved. I said, the only thing that's gonna, really make me feel better is by staying Black. Cause that's the fucking shit he hated. So I love being Black. Everything about me, my hair, my everybody, my kids, my family, my niggas. I didn't know. I don't know you. I don't have to know you. You my nigga. What's up? Cause that shit. That's that shit that he hated. That's that shit that they hate. Right? They hate just us being us. And
That
I'm
Black
like, well,
abundance.
yeah, and you know what? It's gonna hate. Irritate them even more is when I love myself and my people. You know what I'm saying? The more I love, the more that motherfucker gonna hate. Hey, crazy how that work.
And give to them. Yeah.
Crazy how that work, man.
It really is.
So me-
I feel that 100%. I will say one of the things that I feel like they could probably do, or like, kind of move into that direction to even like make us feel like we are coming out of this shit. I'll say, like, to start, one of the things that's fucking us up really is financial awareness, financial freedom, credit, loans, all this shit. And if I'm just speaking freely from being a young Black millennial, so to speak, like, our parents, straight up, if they knew better, they would do better.
Absolutely.
And they didn't know.
That's true.
They didn't know.
They didn't know about the game. That's
They
what I
didn't
say. They
know.
don't know
So we
about the
grow
game.
up and we learning shit and we going to college and we getting credit cards and we thinking shit's sweet as fuck at the bank. And the bank like, keep it up, sister. Because I'm going to come for you later. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's where it starts. Like, put that money there, or like build out some type of programs or something that are helping these like Black successful students really be able to use a degree and use all the knowledge that they got. Like, shit, make school free. Because what the fuck? Like, we had to beg y'all to learn. We had to sneak to fucking learn. And it's like, okay, y'all niggas want to learn? Pay for it. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, they can start there with free education for for all the Black kids that are coming up.
That's right.
Because I strongly feel like a lot of loans and a lot of things, a lot of dumb mistakes that you made in college are usually some of the things that will hold you back as soon as you graduate.
Oh yeah.
And that's what that gray space is. And I tell people about this all the time because I kind of sort of experienced it. But it's like, as soon as you graduate, you know you got your degree, you know what you went to school for, whether it was for 4 years, 5, 6, 10 for the professional students that are out there. I see you Greeks. But they spend a lot of time trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what do I do now? And a lot of times it has to do with money. They're now concerned about, like, damn, I got my education. Damn, wait,
So
I got to
true.
pay it back.
You didn't go to school to learn how to make money.
Like, how I'm going to pay it back.
Right.
And so a lot of these schools, like, there are some schools, it's a lot of courses that do kind of take a deep dive and teach you things. But it's like, if that's not on your curriculum, if that's not the road you're going down, you're not going to take that. So it's like, okay, cool, do it in high school where you do have to take it, or where you do have to pass that class in order to make it out. Because it's just like, I still feel like to this day, and I'm an educator, they teach you a bunch of shit in high school that you don't need.
Yeah,
don't need it.
absolutely.
You don't
It's
fucking need that
redundant.
shit when you get older.
It's redundant.
And so it's just like, teach the kids what they need to know in order so that they can grow. You're out here teaching them what you want them to know and what you don't want them to know, so that you can still control them. Like, it's all
That's
like it's a
right.
control
That's
thing.
right. That's
like, they're
right.
like, you know what? If I'm gonna put this book in front of you, I'm gonna teach you this, and that's all you gonna know. So that, you know, 10 years later down the line, when you're sitting at a bomb ass podcast and you're just now learning about Juneteenth, you're remembering, like, damn, like, okay, I didn't have that control. Like, they still had that control.
Yep.
So it's just like, the education piece is the biggest piece. It's like, I just will live by this. Like, when you know better, you do better.
Do better.
You do
Yep.
better.
Yep.
And so, like, we gonna have to figure out a way to get more of the knowledge out, get more of the word out to teach our kids, our brothers, our sisters, our nieces, all of our nephews, like, about the money shit. Like, I'm not a professional when it comes to money, but shit, I'm getting there. You know what I mean?
right,
And it's like, I
exactly.
gotta get there by any means necessary, because I do have a kid that I want to be able to do as she pleases, so that she doesn't feel like Black girl luxury is something that she can't obtain at a very young age.
Right.
Like, I see so many Black girls and they're like, oh, I gotta work this many jobs, or I gotta have this business, I gotta have this LLC, I have to have this, I have to do that to have this type of luxury. And
They
again,
gotta be
it's a
super.
control thing. Like, it's
a
like,
control
they're like,
thing.
we're gonna control what you think you can do, what you can't do, what you can buy, what you can't fucking buy. To have to be a part of a society or some shit to buy a fucking bag, it got the girls in a tizzy. Like, how I'm gonna buy a fucking Birkin? Control, sister. They're still controlling us. So it's like, it starts with the education, with the financial education for real. Like, I feel like once they start to put an emphasis on that, or even start to open up the door a little bit, once we start to know more,
Yeah.
them controlling financial shackles gonna start dropping like it's nobody business.
And that's and that gives you the real freedom. I want to highlight two things you said. Just free education in general, right? I think about how HBCUs, they give our students a chance, right? Students that may not have known what they were going to do, and they struggled through their freshman and sophomore year, really got it together in their junior and senior year, right? And maybe have like a 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. That gives them a shot at college. But those colleges cost so much more than the California ones that also cost a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And financial aid only covers so much. But just like you said, like we had to trick white people into teaching us how to learn, right? Like trick them into teaching us how to read. So it's like we have always been at a disadvantage, and it's like these students finally get a good education, but they got to really pay an arm and a leg for it. They got to sell their soul for it, right? I think about this conversation I had with Tommy. So Tommy is he graduated from UCLA with his JD, so he's a lawyer now. And I asked him, like, why don't you think people go into public interest, right? So that's kind of what Asia does, right? Like being a public defender and just community-oriented work. He was like, that shit don't pay. And he was like, and when you go to these schools, one, you're paying a grip, but two, like, they're not even pushing you down that route.
They not.
So it's like, even when we do get to these places, is then we have to make a real life decision, right? It's like, am I going to be for the people and struggle a little bit too? Or am I going to go chase the bag, right? Because that's what I've always been trained to do, right? And it's because it's probably what I need to do to get my family out the hood. Somebody in my family in the hood right now. So I think that those two things are like interlocked. So it's like when we ask what can Chase do, it's like, and then it goes to the financial literacy. It's like Chase, if they're not funding it or they're not doing it, then they need to fund it. They need to find financial literacy.
Right.
And they need to have a grant program where they're giving Black people loans, their first loans to their houses at real rates, right? Subsidized rates that's not just open to the rest of the public, because it's like, no, y'all fucked this up. Y'all own, Chase used to own slaves, and they used to have enslaved people as the collateral for some of the things that they did back in the day. So it's like, if y'all got y'all first set of money when y'all became a real bank off of enslaved people, then give it back. Yeah. That's how I feel. Give it back. So like when we talking about financial literacy, teaching people about credit cards, like there should be some type of leniency, some type of grace period that because we never got that. And it's like, just like you said, our parents, for the most part, had to learn on the fly. A lot of us had to learn on the fly. Like, it's a bunch of trial and error.
Was flying. Because I understand me, like, my mom, she's always been the type to be like, you know, my finances are my finances. I'm not going to talk to you about them because you're a kid. I get older, my finances are my finances. I'm not going to talk to you because you not a kid, but you not my husband. Like, it was always like a secrecy to it. But one of the things I can say, like, I never seen a light off. I never been hungry. You know what I mean? So like, I kind of still got that independent drive that she got to make sure that, you know, my kid don't see the same things. But she gotta know, like, you have to appreciate those dollars and you have to work hard for a lot of the things that you want. And granted, me being the mom I am, like, I'm gonna give you the world. Because I didn't get it. Like, I'm going to give you what I couldn't have. You know what I mean? But you still going to have to learn how to manage that, because it's nothing like having a shit ton of money. You don't know how to manage it.
I don't know how to manage it. I mean,
you might as well not have it. You might as well not fucking have it. And it's crazy because something that you said reminded me of that episode of Atlanta where, I can't remember. I don't know if it was 5 or 6, but it was with the reparations. And
Yeah. She was crazy.
Boy, let me tell you something. That episode had me on the floor. I watched it twice because that's literally where these people are. They're like, you know what? I'd rather off myself than give y'all what y'all owe.
Money. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's like that. You know, that financial shit is so fucking real. I mean, that's what keep us a lot down. But it's, you got to learn the game. I mean, my friend, we talk about it all the time. You know, like, which one you talking about? The credit, the stock, you know, the home equity, the debt to income. Which one? You know, the car loan, investments,
retirement,
401k.
What?
Which one?
Roth.
That Roth IRA.
Right.
Yeah, you doing crypto?
Borrowing insurance.
Check your Robinhood. Check your Fidelity. That shit going down right now. I don't check that shit.
Get my feelings hurt.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I say, man, here's $25, man.
We should learn about it more. I feel like more people should talk about it more. But that's the issue that we got going on right now. Like, so many people with the gatekeeping shit. It's the gatekeeping.
No, I signed up for this program. This one lady,
she Black?
Yeah, she Black lady. It's what's it called? Let me bring out my phone. Because my aunt called me. She was like, hey, we gotta hop on, by the way. They doing this for us right here.
How much you want you to pay her for it?
I paid $300 for the whole year. Fuck you, man.
That ain't bad.
That shit was hella expensive.
Bad.
That shit was hella expensive, by the way. Hold on. Listen. I only did it because I said, this is shit that tripped me out. Money make money. That's okay. True. And it's called Amplify. Okay. She on LinkedIn. And that's when I learned how much LinkedIn can get you so much money. But that's on another topic. So anyway, with that financial shit, man, thank God for the internet. Because that's how we got out this motherfucker. Because I look at my daddy and mommy and be like, what the fuck was y'all niggas doing with y'all money?
Yeah.
You know, and I love them. They good with their money. But, you know, for me, it's more like, you know, y'all, I wish y'all taught me about this credit. You know what I mean? But my parents are immigrants from Ghana, so they didn't know. They didn't know. They said, what the fuck was going on? My dad said, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. His favorite thing to tell me is, I wish somebody taught me this shit.
Man.
I said, me too. So,
and to that point, what happens when you take the $300 class? Do you go back, and not you specifically, but like when we pay for something and we have that knowledge, do we go back out into the community and give it to some of the folks for the free?
Yeah. Most people don't.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I have
Like,
for
and
my family,
and that's why I asked you, like, how much she wants you to pay her for it, because there are people that cannot access that, and it's just like, damn, like, if I want my people to learn more about money, how to manage their money and shit like that, because, you know, obviously they currently don't fucking have money. Why am I charging you now to learn some shit that 9 times out of 10 I might have learned that shit for free, high key, and even if
Somebody
I did learn it,
YouTube,
like,
you YouTube that shit, better Google search,
God.
and honestly, sometimes it's just either you in the mindset or you not in the mindset. Some people just not in the mind. Like when it really comes to that finance, you know, people that shit be real touchy feely to some people. They don't want to talk about it, or they got it, or you know, people get, or they like, you know, pay their loan, or I gotta go hurry up. I got some jug money and just go ahead and whatever it is that people do. But there's some people that they learn. You know, YouTube is out here. We learned a lot more and faster and are moving away. I mean, we got the phones here. You know, in the 90s, these niggas had pages. Oh, well, right? We in 2022.
Sending letters and pigeons and shit.
So
You know
do
what I'm
you
saying?
think that is an excuse to gatekeep? Because I think Meek brings up a good point. So people that do, maybe they self-taught, right? Maybe they got on YouTube and they learned some of this stuff. Is that then okay to go charge a bunch of people to put them on game, other black people?
Yeah, this is live in America, nigga. This is capitalistic country. I'm not saying it's
But can we ever get free? Like, if we play by those rules, can we ever get free like that?
Hold on, let's be real. If you read up, okay, just like anything else, if you become an expert in something, okay, and you have a fee of service, nigga. If you want me to talk to you, tell me the game, you could charge me. I'm not saying you got to be wild, but people got to eat out here. Okay?
I get that.
I'm not saying that, because the lady, she be giving out a lot of free shit on LinkedIn. She be giving out a lot of game, and I pay for her annual. She has the monthly, that's $25 a month. You know, then she does a lot of posts, but she's just one lady. She's not gatekeeping nothing. Let me tell you, the white man done gatekeeped everything in this fucking country. And now that he done opened the gate, niggas is like, I ain't going through that shit because we've been here our whole life. And that's probably the issue. That's what we going through right now.
I get that.
You can tell niggas, go to school. You know what? We can be real, okay? There's a lot of different places, non-government organizations, the government, fuck the government, but there's a lot of other shit that's out there that's giving money and opportunities and funds to people. The problem is there's not a lot of people like us that wants to go look for it, and then there's a little bit of a lot of things you got to do, because
you got to learn how to read between the lines.
That's outside of our job. Niggas want to help people. Oh, really? How you want to do that? 'Cause that's a long thing to do. Then you got to find time to do that and eat.
And pay for it. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, we young people getting pushed out.
That's true.
And like, it's a lot going on. We like, fuck, you know, we talk about this shit, man. It's fucked up, but we trying.
Okay. So where do we draw the line though? So there's a girl that I know that she went to grad school. She got a PhD.
Nice.
And her hustle now is, if you're interested in going into grad school, you can talk to her and she'll put you on game.
That consultant.
Yeah, she consults,
How
but
much
she
she charge?
charges.
How much she charge?
She charges a cool amount. When I see that, I can't even.
She charging $250.
It was something where I made this face.
I was like, that shit. I fuck with that shit so much, bro.
See, but to me, that's a hustle. Like, you kind of ripping people off. Because it's like, my nigga, if you want to give out this information, you can give it out. I understand you need to eat.
It depends on what it is. I have seen this one lady, I follow her on Instagram. This is all the shit I'm looking at, right? So she also got her PhD and she on some public health shit. She like, hey, you know, I got you a public health consultant, figure out what you want to do. You know, 6 courses, $250. I said, Now I feel the same way that you do, but I could read. I can do my own damn research. I don't need you. I can figure out I could consult my own damn self. Okay? But that's just part of the game. And we live in LA, so we got to be real. Like, you either gonna be a consumer or a producer.
That's true.
Okay, and you gotta have some type of way. Okay, nobody gonna buy, but if one nigga buy, thank you for value my time. You know. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. Me and my wife pay this lady $150 every time she come over to train our dog to be a service trainer. Same shit.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
And I think it depends on who's paying you too, right? So like, if Walmart needs my service for anything, they paying out the ass.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking
but
about?
that ain't for the people.
Right. But like, if I'm doing, but even the people, it depends. So like, our community, our people, us. Especially
That's
if
what I mean.
know you coming from like a particular background or whatever.
Right.
I don't mind giving you the free game, but I think part of the hustle is making sure that when your services are being paid for, it's the corporation.
Yeah, they
it's
taxing.
Or
They
it's the
gotta,
wealthy.
yep,
It's
get
like
your
the people
money.
who have way more than enough. Because if a very popular big, like if the Shade Room needed something from me and they wanted to pay, I let the Shade Room pay.
Yeah,
Shade Room has the
absolutely.
money, right?
Shade Room got to run it. They too toxic anyway.
And I think that when you get something, when you get to that level of expertise, it's about finding that balance. Maybe you don't give it to everybody for free, but maybe certain people get a discount, right?
I feel like-
you know
I feel
what I'm
like-
saying? Like, there's a
have a set
balance.
price, man. You gotta have your set. Don't be, because people don't like that shit too. Just because I got a, motherfucker. Yeah, I make $200,000. Why you trying to jip me? Because I make a little $200,000.
That's equity.
Come on, man.
I was say, I don't
That's
think
what
it's
it is. Look,
jipping. I just feel like
$200K in a lot now. If you make it 800, now we talk. All I'm saying is, look, you know what? People feel themselves though. Let's say that people feel themselves. They say, I got this PhD. I'm gonna consult people. And you don't have nothing to give. Part of the problem is we need more to offer than just my opinions about how you can run and live your life. You know what I'm saying? And I need, people really need to start coughing up a little bit of help. I asked this one girl when I was revamping my LinkedIn, I don't know her, but she was advertising and they went and did a free thing on LinkedIn and I joined and I learned a lot. She was like, change your LinkedIn like this, add that. Man, I learned a lot. I shared it to all my friends. I said, y'all fix up y'all LinkedIn, and so some people give it out there for free. But you a consumer, you got to know where you should go buy it from. Be a conscious consumer. We just got to talk about that literacy. A lot of black folk, a lot of folk in general, they don't really know how to be, and this is not like literate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But really thorough.
Like
in
research.
Choices. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's really where it is. But people be feeling themselves, man. It's LA. If I talk to you, that's $350 an hour, man. What you talking about?
don't even start, like, cause that right there,
What
like
you mean?
that be under my skin a little bit too. Like people have literally been in a space or where they have felt themselves so much to be like, for me to be in your presence for an hour, that's like a ban, and that's just like,
that's a bad, bro. I love
are
that
you
shit,
like,
bro.
are you kidding me? Like
Just
in my
feeling
like in your
himself,
space,
bro.
breathing the same air. But I feel like I'm trying to remember what you had said like not too long ago that kind of
Where
had
do we
me
draw
like,
the line?
yes. I just feel like similar to what you were saying, like make it to where it's accessible and you're not like trying to drain people that are trying to gain. Like how are you doing that? Like if I'm coming to you or if I'm in a class of people and I don't got it like you got it, why are you charging me like I got it like you got it?
Right.
And then another thing for me is like, I am a firm believer in not counting nobody's pockets because I don't want nobody counting mine. But like you said, if I know you come from like a particular background, like I'm not gonna move with you the same way I would move from somebody that's like trying to get off the county,
Get it out the mud.
and trying to get it out the fucking mud. Like why would I do that? And so like I just feel like that's like the consideration that a lot of black people or a lot of black businesses really kind of lack. And I don't have no problem with like, supporting black businesses and, being out there and buying black by no means. But I said this like on my Instagram not too long ago, like you can do the same shit a white person does, but I'm still gonna fuck with you and buy your shit because you black alone. So you don't have to be OD. You don't have to overcharge. You don't have to try to like, I also hate when people get on the internet and be like, I do this because of this and that. And if you go buy Gucci, what's wrong with buy? Nigga. like, oh my God.
Bro,
like,
just have it out.
like, just do your shit, be solid in your shit, and people gonna fuck with you. But you don't have to do above and beyond. Like you're not going. I'm not gonna say you not because I don't want to take the yes from anybody. But like unless you are about to surpass fucking Gucci, don't talk to me like you about to surpass fucking Gucci. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's a game, like you said, it's a money thing, it's a class thing. But at the end of the day, like the bottom line is, if you see people, if you know people, if you fuck with Black people like that, and you know we all trying to get free, be a solution and not a problem.
Oh,
I have a quick question for you? If I had a nice cashmere, hoodie, and I sold that shit for $300, would you buy it?
A nice cashmere, and you sold it for
fuck, it's cotton. It's
$300.
not even cashmere,
If that
it's
shit
cotton.
keeping me warm,
I sold
$300.
that
You
shit
see
for
where I work?
$300.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Look, you see where I work? You
I
got the
was trying
$300.
to tell my homie, I was like, we need to start circulating that dollar, 'Cause we were talking about how Kanye, when he first came out, he was like, I'm gonna sell the shirt for $125. I was like, that's crazy. But I was in 8th grade by the time. And when I went to college, seeing a lot of foreign rich ass kids, you know what I'm saying? They were dropping Rarries and shit. They wear his t-shirt. I said, God damn, there's a market for it.
yeah.
I said, there's a market for it, man.
And
This
it's
shit
But it ain't
crazy.
us.
Right.
Ooh, it ain't us.
Like
Ooh,
hip hop
I
selling
feel
out to the
you.
white boys in the
Yeah.
suburbs.
Yes.
One thing though, you had talked about, man, I had did some research, bro, and I just want to bring it out. Like, the one thing about Black folks is we have what's called like diminished returns. You feel me? Like, when niggas go and become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, or you have a hell of money, okay, you're not gonna get it at the same rate as a white person or as people who they healthier. That's just what it is. They the status quo. And so that's really at play for a lot of stuff that we talk about. Like, when you try to reach those heights, or you try to do something, for yourself, you're gonna have a diminished return. And nobody likes that shit. And that's part of the problem that we have. You know what I mean? That's not because of us. It's because of what the fuck happened to us. Nobody want to address it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
It's
bar.
just ties up. You try to get some more money, gonna have some diminished returns on that. You know what I'm saying? So
And
it's
that's the
crazy.
game. That's the game.
It's part of the game.
So y'all, this was a phenomenal conversation. We are kind of approaching time, but I do have final package of questions for y'all.
All right.
Fun question, maybe keep it fairly short. Don't got to be too short because I do want to hear y'all thoughts. But with all that we talked about, do you think that Juneteenth should be a federal holiday? And then if so, do you think that non-Black people should get the day off?
Yes. And non-Black people should get the day off.
Yeah. You cool with a white person getting Juneteenth off?
Let them niggas have the day off.
Okay.
You can't. Yeah, let them niggas have the day. You can't. Ain't gonna be at. They need to do a day of community service.
Oh, I like
Ooh,
that.
that's great.
That's a
Day of
great
community
solution.
Yeah, but having it off, no. Like,
You
gonna work, like, my nigga, go to work.
You gonna be in the
like,
field.
You gonna be in the field, okay?
And we're gonna be out 4th of July too. We're gonna take that off too. Fuck the 4th. We're gonna take that off too.
But yeah, for sure. I definitely am fucking with it being a federal holiday, fucking with the jobs and the corporations and stuff that have definitely given their all their employees the day off. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm in a group chat with a group of maybe 10 girls, and a couple of them was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not off."
Ooh.
Since that's ghetto,
Shit.
but you
That
know,
sound racist.
like, it sounds racist. It feels very racist. Yes.
Your company ain't progressive, girl. You
I'm
gotta
like,
leave here. Shit.
I'm like, it's giving racist, but yes, in a racist fashion, I'm joking. No, I don't think anybody that's not Black should have the day off.
Okay. But you think it should be towards service?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that. I like that service vibe.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. Like, still working, but
I'll give a brother $100. That's cool.
Man.
Call that shit.
I'm
On me.
crying.
Cash out.
Yeah. Give a Black person you know some money.
Right.
Go
Next
support
Black
Black
business.
business.
Right. Go
Yeah.
support a Black business. Yes.
You see a nigga, give him extra just cause they a nigga. I love
On me.
affirmative action. Give a nigga just cause he a nigga. You know what I'm saying? She a nigga. Say, instead of 100, I'm gonna give you 50. You know what I'm saying?
On me.
Sorry about what happened to you. My bad. I don't think white people should feel bad about they shit. They should feel good. Not feel good, but they should feel like remorseful. Give niggas more money.
Yeah.
Just-
I don't want them to feel bad by any means.
No,
I just
they
want them
should a
to
little
remember.
bit.
They should remember and move with that. It's like kind of what you said earlier. It's like, I don't want you to not see color. No, I want you to see me as Black. And I want you to understand the history behind that, and let's move like that.
Give me
Because then we can
$50.
move real. It's like,
Because it's not a history thing. Like, niggas are shooting us still.
Yeah.
Like,
True,
2 weeks ago. So it's like...
The context.
Yeah, the context. It's like slavery. Niggas are still enslaved. Y'all killing us today. You should, like, I don't want people to feel guilty about the past, but they, like you said, they got to recognize that like hate is still happening today.
Yeah.
Niggas are still getting
that's
lynched.
right.
like,
Yeah.
so
Because a white person that say real fast, like, but I didn't own slaves, and like my family didn't own
The
slaves.
Irish were slaves.
All right, fuck
I
it.
remember I was
I'm
in
like,
class. This
but
chick
your
said the
cousin-
Irish were
Your
slaves.
cousin drove to another state.
Your
to kill
cousin
niggas.
cross state lines to go fucking shoot
The
somebody
Irish
up.
were slaves. I remember this was
God.
2014. I was in drama
Yeah.
class. She said the Irish were slaves. So I looked back at the bitch like, what? I said, when? I said, how? I said, the potato.
way?
I said, damn.
They
She said,
always want to be down by any
said
means.
the
That's like,
Irish
no,
were
you cannot be
slaves.
down. Like, you're not down with that struggle. You won't be
no,
able to
she
get
said
down
that
with
shit
it.
with some heart too. She said, I don't understand why the fuck y'all so fucking shit. The Irish were slaves too. I looked back at the bitch and said, what? Were they? Where? Where? This is America we're talking about. I was so confused. They love feeling
All
sad,
right,
bro.
y'all. Well, I want to say thank you, Raheem, and thank you, Meek, for joining us. This is
Yeah,
the first time we
man.
had 2 guests on at once.
Come on
I
now.
loved it. This was a blast. I would love to have y'all back. We're gonna definitely try to do more of that. But thank you, Brewin Black, listeners and watchers, for rocking with us. As we close out, keep the coffee black. Peace, and we'll see y'all soon.